great for them.
So you said you stayed in Bangladesh before. Now
Yes.
you are coming here.
Yeah.
How do you see the difference, the development in terms of ICT?
Of course, many things changed. Okay, so one quick point was when I was in here, Bangladesh didn't have Uber and and after that, okay, 2015 I left, and the next time I came 2019, and at that time I surprised, oh, there's Uber, and we can call car from a mobile phone. Then after 3 years, this time I came and I opened Uber and I surprised again, oh, there's CNG in the Uber. So I think that's one of the interesting findings. So maybe 2015, people might have mobile phone, but that maybe, for example, rickshaw worker, CNG worker, they didn't have, maybe. But after that, gradually, they start having those phones, and now, I think CNG driver also have smartphone, then they can use Uber. So that's one difference I found. And another point was internet speed. That's also huge improvement. When I was there, 2015, maybe just 3G we had, and it was very slow even in Dhaka, especially for mobile connection. But yeah, last time and this time, I supplied the mobile network in Bangladesh very stable and actually fast, I feel. I don't feel any inconvenience. So that point also improved. Yeah, that's too quick.
Mr. Professor,
Yes.
you have come here on your own, or the invitation of Bangladeshi government, or the initiative of the Japanese embassy, or any through among what are the purpose, what are the programs you are doing in 4 days? No, 4 days visit. Huh?
Yes, this time was invitation by Japanese government, not Bangladesh government. Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan and the Embassy of Japan, and to have a lecture on ICT, human resource development, and like a business relationship between Japan and Bangladesh.
What are the opportunities you are looking the Bangladesh's IT sector to collaborate and cooperation with Japan and Bangladesh? What you are looking?
Yes, that was the point. As I said, Japan is suffering from the shortage of ICT engineers, and Bangladesh has a huge opportunity and a number of good, young ICT engineers. So I think they can maybe supplement and support each other. So that will be a very good opportunity. It's good reason Japanese company try to have business with Bangladesh ICT company. And yeah.
So how we can explore these opportunities? There are opportunities there. You say that there are people are very old age people in Japan, young generation in Bangladesh, and you can supplement each other. How can explore these opportunities? What is the way? What to do? The government or the people? What is your suggestion?
Masud, can I supplement?
Yeah.
Just supplement. Are you only looking for ICT human resource here, or you are also looking for outsourcing opportunities?
Both of them. I'm yeah.
Yeah. So, well, how we can cooperate each other? What's the
Yes.
way? What is your suggestion to the young people, to the government?
Yeah. So one is okay. Of course, Japanese company try to come to Bangladesh, and the number of companies are increasing. So it's good opportunity. That's one point. And another point is maybe to understand the culture. I talked about the time culture. So Japan and Bangladesh has a different culture, of course, different business culture. I don't say which is good or bad, I will not say, but the culture is different. And this cultural difference is sometimes one big reason of international project. So Bangladesh company not only learn skill also of course important, but not only that, some other like soft skill such as communication or leadership or like understanding others, such kind of skill also important. Then like we may have a good match.
So what do you think this is? How to develop the skill? Japan has any fund to push here for training? Because Bangladeshi engineers or IT engineers sometimes not up to the mark to serve the Japanese multinational or other companies. So how to make our skill development?
Yeah. So okay. So as a mass, then I think some university education or some such kind of big training will be needed. But especially for people who come to Japan through those BJET project or something, Japanese company tend to have some training for them. That's a kind of culture of Japan. So Japanese company, okay, so please forget about Bangladesh. In Japan, if Japanese company hire new graduates, they will have, most company have several months training before starting, so start working. So there's some like a training system exists. So it may be a good chance if they have good language skill or cultural understanding and pass those maybe IT exam, then if are selected in BJET, then they may come to Japan and we can train in specific skills programming.
Do you think any scope for joint venture set up by industry, by IT industry in either Bangladesh or in Japan, joint venture initiative that we can explore?
Yes, I'm not sure it's joint venture, but there are many companies that, like for example, do you know BJIT? BJIT is like a
BJIT.
yes, the founder is Bangladesh people, and he came to Japan 20 years ago and worked in Japan. And after 17 years, he started his company, and he gets job, system development job from Japan, and he also hired 800 Bangladeshi ICT workers, then to make a business. It's not a joint company, but a kind of two countries company.
So BJET program project is finished or is still ongoing?
Okay. It started as JICA project and it's finished. But from this year, we call new BJET started. And the difference was, previous one was JICA funded government owned project, but now it's more private project, private sector to be more sustainable as a business. And the main actor was Miyazaki University and North-South University. They made some MOU, and the local training mainly handled by North-South University, and another training in Japan handled by University of Miyazaki. Then like a similar kind of projects are continuing.
So basically these projects are going to these two universities of two countries?
Yes, two universities are organizing, but the participants will not be North-South University. It's like open. So, and especially
And it's free of cost or?
it's free of cost. Some Japanese company funded for the project, but in the future, it should be sustainable as business. Otherwise, it will stop. So they are thinking about their business model, and I think one possibility is train engineer in Bangladesh, and if they can get job in Japan, some Japanese company will pay some commission or something, then it can be a sustainable business. So that's one option, but it's just started from this year, so it's still like a try and error process. But one, as I said, one big point is try to make successful BJET model to be more like a business sustainable model as business, then it can continue.
Professor, my question is on what are the challenges you are saying, you are looking both Bangladesh and Japan to collaborate in the IT sector. Is there any challenges you have seen?
Yes, so okay, there may be two challenges for Bangladeshi people. So like as I said, some cultural understanding or like commit to the job, Japanese company. That may be one challenge. And for Japanese company, they also have challenge about language. So of course they prefer Japanese language, but that kind of make a limit of like international business. So of course many Japanese company now hire English speaker, but I think Japanese company also have to change more to be like a global competitor.
Did you share your ideas to the government of Bangladesh and also the government of Japan?
Yes, I always say this point, and in yesterday's presentation, I shared that point. And in Japan, as I said, I'm a CEO of one NPO, and in that company's activity, I try to share my opinion.
Did you have any meeting with the State Minister for ICT, Mr. Kano?
This time, no. But yesterday, Senior Secretary, what's his name? Mr. Alam? Gerald Alam. Yeah, he joined yesterday.
Okay. So you're leaving tomorrow?
Yes.
Do you have any question?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. If you want to make any final remarks.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, I really wish, as I said, both two countries can support each other, and I really wish young Bangladeshi people go to Japan to have some experience, and in maybe 10 years or 20 years later, they will come back to Bangladesh again to have like a big business. Then like both countries can benefit. So such kind of future I really wish, and that's why I'm like very much eager to support young Bangladeshi ICT engineers.
Thank you.
Like VZIT.
Yes.